Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Rio here, and today I have my 3v3 Witchdoctor guide. So, as you guys will see, I posted one a little bit ago, probably like a week or two ago. But I have changed up my thoughts on Witch. I think I was playing Witch wrong in 3v3 before, and I think I was honestly playing 3v3s a little bit wrong. I've talked to a really good Witchdoctor, and honestly, I've changed up how I play the game now. Also, my main 3v3 setup now, as of today, is Privateer, Witchdoctor, Musketeer. And I have to say, I try to run all my forts on my Privy and not run a bunch of forts and absorbs on like my Witch and my Musket. Is what this new set is trying to do. I'm trying to play more, trying to have more combo hits, just trying to have more hits and less being just like a support, because that's the Privy's job. So now, now I'm running a Shosho's kit, sometimes the fort charm and stuff. I'm running all my forts on my Privy really, and I have like one fort on my Witch now and like one absorb my Witch, right? I've cut down the amount of shields that I have. And yeah, so I want to give you guys an updated guide. The old guide, it's still semi-relevant. I'll probably link this video on the old guide, because I mean, some of it's relevant. If you wanted to play like a support Witch where you just have a bunch of force and absorbs, it could work. But this is kind of, my new set is kind of has two damage carries instead of one, and my Privateer is more of a support. I don't have assassins on my Privateer anymore. So let's start it. So for my hat, I run the corrupted Wushi's hat. This can be farmed in the Tower Mu Manchu, and just like any of this Mu gear, there's also a level 55 and 60 version, and any of them work just fine. This is the one I was using on my old setup. If you're more of a support Witch, you can run the Scout's Headband. This can be farmed from level 20 group chest and cool range. You get extra VA, but I don't know. I like having the more song, more combo hits and whatnot. It's good. You can run big guns on your hat, but I like to run for my boots. But you can run for your hat. That's an option. So, and then I guess you could also have Robe of, Hood of Thanatos. Oh, and by the way, this is dropped from level 40 group chests, and this is dropped from level 55 group chests. But I run this most of the time. Anyway, for the Robe, corrupted Wushi's Robe is pretty much all I run. I would say it's great. Mornsong and Mojo Storm are like some of your strongest Witchdoctor abilities, if not the strongest of like your abilities. So having an extra Mornsong and an extra Mojo Storm is super good. I was running Robe of Houdini. You can run this one if you're more of a support Witch, once again, if you want to bring both forts. But I stick with one fort, and I have this Robe right here. For the boots, I'm running Swami slippers. Last video I had this, but honestly, the big guns at the beginning is honestly just better. And I'm playing more for combo hits now with my playstyle. So these are really good. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is from the tower, and this from level 50 group chests. This is also from level 50 group chests, and this is also from the tower. But I would say mostly run this. A few cases you run this one, but mostly this. For the weapons, all I run is Phul's wand. Only weapon I run. There's also the Mu Manchu wand, but that does not give the witchhunter. So with this wand, I'm able to not have to train witchhunter. I don't need to train witchhunter, and I can just have the will buff. The 50% will buff instead of having to train Witchhunter, since I have this wand. 6 range, really good. Drop from Phule. I would highly recommend it. For the Eyepatches, we have Eyepatch of Recuperation. It gives a revive. There also is the Patch of Clairvoyance. TRS's Patch of Clairvoyance or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I would say the revive is better. Plus 7 range on your revive with this wand is so nice, and especially because especially if you don't have a rally on your pet, which I don't, this is just super good. Yeah. There's also, you could run Dispel, but I would stick with the revive, to be honest. Next for the Totem, Iron Eyeglass of Reverance. There's also Earth and Charm. By the way, I keep forgetting, this eye patch is dropped from Xena or Disclos or Talos. I got it from the Talos group chest. I just spammed that until I got it. You can get it from wherever. We have the Eyeglass of Reverance. This is pretty much the best totem because the Mu totem, Mornsong Jobu, it's just more worth it to have the at least one fort, because I like to have one fort for all my classes in team PvP, you know, and 1v1 too, I guess. So I would say go for this, or also like all the guardians in Lopan drop Earth and Charm, but this I got from, I just spammed Rook's second chance just until I got it. If you don't have this, you can substitute it out for Marshall's Medallion if you don't have this, but you have the Absorb. I mean, you know, you kind of want a fort, but, you know, if you have to, you can run that. And then, of course, you know, extra Mornsong and Jobu's, it's decent. It's not worth sacrificing a fort over, but if you don't have the fort, you know, it could be decent. Next, we have Right Hand Amulet. This is hands down the best charm, because, once again, any piece of gear that gives you Mojo Storm and a Mornsong is just super strong, because combo hits and Mojo Storms are just really strong. The only really substitutes, by the way, this is from the tower. The only really substitutes would be Spirit Walker's Charm or Medicine Circle. If you don't have this for whatever reason, if you don't have the right hand amulet, or you do not have Wrangler's Ring, you could run your Absorb in this slot. But really, I would recommend running the Mu Manchu charm if you can. Next, we have Wrangler's Ring. This is like the best ring for Witch. It's an Absorb. It's nice. If you really cannot get your hands on it, you can run Jobu's Embrace and Mojo Storm, but I really would not recommend it. Really would not recommend it. I would recommend a really farm for that Wrangler's Ring. You can get this from Johnny Ringo. That's where I got it. And this you can get from Tower Mumenchu. And finally for the pet. So here is the pet that I use. Admiral Bruno right here. I don't know. I just get the auto-generated names. Not really worth renaming them. So here's Admiral Bruno. I have Webs, Sneaky Sneaky 2, and Set 3. All of those combined. So first, all of those combined is a really annoying pet because it can remove Contessa Hides, it can stop fog charges. The Sneaky Sneaky makes it so it's harder to hit that pet. So it'll just go, you know, hidden after like a turn or whatever, and then, you know, it's hard for them to even kill the pet. And then the Webs is nice because when it's oftentimes you can forget about Webs and all of a sudden you're just stuck. So that's super good. You could also have an elusive instead of maybe the third rank of Scent, like Scent 2 plus the elusive. But for me personally, I just try to stay back on my Witch, not even get into the fight. Just stay at such long range that I hopefully won't even need that elusive. 3, right? And for the powers, we have Rainbow Blessing, which is just really good for team PvP. It's a nice group heal, and it gives everyone a little boost of stats. It's randomized, super nice. And then for the 2 grants, I have Grant's Regroup and Grant's Triton Song. I would love to have a Lament or a Rally instead of that Triton Song, but I'm not gonna complain too much. It's fine. Or a Soul Reaver or something. I don't know. Triton Song, it can be good though against melee classes. You know, it's just a nice 10-round buff. You can just put it on if you don't have much to do during a turn. And then Regroup is nice. It's a group heal, and since you are, you know, going second, you know, you can get a group heal in if you don't have anything else really to do. So this is the type of pet I would recommend running for Witch in 3v3, 100%. So yep, that is all the gear. Now let's go over the power setup, which I've also revised. So I have all my combo hits up here, all of them, right? The combos are huge, actually huge. So let's just go over it. We got Call to Arms in the first slot. Because that will buff, you want to hopefully pop that on probably first or second turn. I usually pop a second turn. I usually Big Guns first turn if I have it, and then I'll pop Calm the Troops second turn. It's just super nice 10-round will buff. So if my Privy doesn't pop a will buff, then I'll pop it on my Witch, and it's going to give my Privy increased, you know, damage and critical on his bombs, and it's also going to give my Witch increased critical chance and damage on his combo hits, like his Morn Songs and whatnot. Big Guns on slot 2, because especially if you get first turn and there's just a big clump, I'll use my privy to big guns, and then I'll big guns on my witch, and it's just like, it's a nice big burst of damage. And if it does what the card says, you know, you're gonna be doing like probably like 900, you know, like 850, 900 damage around there. But of course there's low rules and there's armor and this and that, but you know, it's a nice, you know, usually you can get like 700, 800 damage off on a big group, so it's really good if you go first. Next we got all 4 of our Mourn songs. They're Mourn songs, they're combo hits. They're super good for pressuring, and when you combine them, so usually when I musket, I'll pop like Cloud Spirit turn 1, and then I'll just like next turn, right? Let me just go over a quick scenario. First turn I double big guns, okay, and then my musket pops Cloud Spirit, and the next turn, what I can do, I can Mourn Song. I'll use my privy to do another big guns or like a Ghost Whale someone, and then I use my muskets like Ghost Whale or Sniper Shot and my Chantal Sniper Shot. We literally just combo someone down right away. Like, it's so good. So we just have all of these up because part of my strategy is using Exeter slows, a bunch of Exeter and Emmets on all my characters, slowing them, a bunch of combo hits while they're slowed, so they have to move up very slowly. So then I just get a bunch of free damage off before then, right? That's kind of nice thing, you know, about running Witch, right? Mojo Burn slot 7. It's good. It does. It's pretty. You know, it does enough. It does. You know, their mojo, whatever. Like whatever I'm trying to say. Right. It burns them for a little bit. It's really good against pirates. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. We got Purge on slot 8. I have Purge up, you know, pretty high. It's an emergency purge. You never know. They charge in a Nausicaa, they charge in a pirate, they charge in this or that, and I need to be able to purge them off, and my private can't purge for whatever reason. You know, having the purge up here just in case is good. I have Soul Reaver on slot 9. Once again, it's just a slightly worse. It's just a Mourn Song, but the actual bleeding damage is half, so that's good. Regroup is nice on slot 10 for, you know, healing up big guns damage and stuff. You know, they're bombing. We can get a quick regroup done. Slot 11, we have Octoboros. This is a nice spell power reduce for 5 turns. This is really good, especially when you get people who play their musket really aggressively, especially Abe. When I'm facing Abe, I'll just Octoboros his musket while pressuring him with Purge, and it's a great way to really nullify what he can do, because if I Octoboros him, his bombs will do less damage, and then we'll reduce him with like an Exeter, so then he just cannot do much. So that is a good strat for anyone who tries to get really aggressive with their musket. Octoboros can counter it. It's also just good for getting privies to get off less heals. Just really any doing this on any pirate that's gonna be trying to get heals or absorbs or like damage off. It's nice. We have Ghost Whale on slot 12. It's just like the Soul Reaver and Mourn Song, just worse. You know, pretty self-explanatory. We have Gunnery on slot 13 because once again, it's just another combo hit. It's not that good, but I have it here. I don't have it like up. Like I know some people will run like Gunnery on like slot 3 or like slot 4, but I just have it on slot 13. It's not that good. Next we have Valor Shield. It's a shield, and we have Valor Shield and Fort. These are my 2 time protections. Well, I guess technically I have my fucking Triton, but whatever. We have these 2. You know, if it's getting, you know, I need to send a Nausicaa, I need to use it defensively because they're rushing, this or that. I also have my Absorb up here for the same reason. Revive on slot 17, because you never know. They get some damage off on a unit, they get some damage off on a pirate, just gotta pop that Revive real quick. We got all 30 here at the end of our first page. Because if they start getting close to some nice clumps, I can just Motor Storm. It's really good. The other thing I found Motor Storms were really good for, I did this to Abe one time. He had this swashbuckler in my backlines, it's like 1200 health, and I was able to use a Mojo Storm and like Musketeer bombs on him and just kill him. So it's good if you get against hidden units also. Slot 21, we have Great Juju. It can be good if you're actually grouped up. If you have like a unit next to you. If you don't, I mean, you know, you could just delete it. I don't know. Great Juju's good though. It's a nice 100% buff. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Rouse in slot 22 because it's just another heal. Triton on slot 23 because it's got to be somewhere. And you know, if I need to tank some melee hits, you know, it's not too bad. Davy Jones Reach reduces some critical. Nice group hit right there. Jobu's Embrace, pretty self-explanatory. I'll just go over a couple more powers, and after that, it's pretty self-explanatory. Mojo Blast. It's just slightly worse than Mojo Storm. I got it right there. We got the hide right here, because you never know when you need to hide. And nice thing is, I don't have Radiant Spell, so it's not like they can just remove my hide easily. I mean, they could have like a Witchhunter, but you know, whatever. And then finally, we have these two, Evil Eye and Eye Swarm, right here. This one is like an Octoborus that does a little less damage and has one less range. And then this one's just kind of bad. It only lasts for 3 turns, so a lot less damage, and it has only 7 range. After that, we got one more Jobu, and the rest of this power setup, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not that useful powers. Only really use them during late game. And I will be posting a really good 3v3 match I had against like Chris and Adam and Steve soon. But yeah, so that is my power setup. I guess I'll just go very quickly over the few companions that I use. For the most part, I use like Exeter, Nausicaa, Bonnie, and Contessa. These are like the main 4 companions that I use. The rest of the companions, also once in a while a Toro, if I really need to counter a melee team. But for the most part, and also maybe a rat. But I don't know. I'll just show you how they're set. It's not really a companion video.
Yes.
I'll just quickly show you how they're set. I'm not even gonna explain it. It's just like meta units. Or yeah. So that is my Witchdoctor guide. That's the updated guide. This is the good guide. I've updated my playstyle, and this new playstyle has got me a lot better. Instead of just having essentially my Witchdoctor be a secondary support, my Witchdoctor can do a lot more damage. So yeah, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know, make sure you sub, leave a like, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.